Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Online Karting League South Africa. This is our final division race for our seniors division. And we are absolutely excited to see these boys battle it out. 11 karts on track tonight. The title pretty much is between Lucas Thurman, Jude Stewart, and Sebastian Diaz. So if we have a look at their drop rounds, it is as close as it can get, with Jude dropping a 5th place and a technical non-compliance disqualification from the previous, or 2 rounds ago, I think. And Luca will be dropping a 3rd and a 3rd. So I think their points are like 1 or 2 points the difference. So it's pretty much whoever finishes in front of the other one tonight will take the title. But please don't hold me to that. We'll confirm that post-race. I'm Sean Lepshaw. I'll be taking you through the proceedings tonight in the commentary booth as per previous rounds. I'd just like to give a big shout out to Logitech G South Africa for continuously sponsoring our league in the South African Championship. They get steering wheels and pedals and headsets, the division champions of each category. And then Intiso Consulting, CDC Solutions, and Sema Racing, as well as AgainstAllOdds Esports. Thank you guys for getting involved and staying involved during the season, and we are really hoping that you guys will be spoiled for some epic racing. We've got about 4 more minutes to go for the practice session before we head into qualifying. We are racing on the newly reworked Killarney. As you can see, the surface looks much more realistic. The texturing around the track and the grass looks a little bit more seasonal. So we are very excited to see what the boys will put on show tonight. And one thing we have noticed is a lot less crashing in the sense of game or sim crashes, and not on the actual track. So we believe we have resolved most of the problems that we've experienced on the previous rounds on Killarney. So hopefully we will be spoiled with a great show. What do we have on offer tonight? John Wilson, Tate Bishop, Troy Dolenchek, Lucas Thurman, Jason Kutsia, Jude Stewart, Ken Swartz, Sebastian Diaz, Matteo Sudial, Ruben Victor, and Julian Morrison. We're in the final bits of practice, and we are... The first 9 guys are split by half a second, so it's very close already. John Wilson leading the way with a 42.4. My word, that is so fast. I think my fastest lap is a 43.1 or 43.2, so... just shows you how quick these boys are. It is mega fast out there on the track, and these guys really deserve everything that comes their way with the skills and talent that they've got. Unfortunately, my talent is like airtime, it runs out, but these boys are consistent and fast throughout the whole race, and that's why they are the top drivers in our country, and some of them really compete on the world stage as well. So hopefully they put on a good show tonight and they behave themselves all the way through. We are on board with Angry Esports driver Troy Dolenchek. Well, pretty much let's just have a quick count on who's representing Angry Esports today. It is Tate Bishop, Troy Dolenchek, Lucas Thurman, Jude Stewart, Matteo Sudial, and then Julian Morrison, I believe, will also be running the Angry Esports kart livery. So it's all about the Angry boys, and then we've got the 3 Gazoo Racing drivers, John Wilson, Jason Kutsia, and Ken Swartz. And then we've got only 1 Kart Republic driver, and that is championship contender Sebastian Diaz, currently in 8th place on the track. And then Ruben Victor, privateer, he's the only driver that I haven't mentioned yet. Everybody else is part of a team. So, yeah, amazing stuff. We are so excited to see what these guys can do. And like I said, this is the title decider. And pretty much Troy Dolenchek will be handing over the reins tonight, because he hasn't raced in all the races to be in contention for the title. Troy was focusing, I believe, in the F4 series, the iRacing series in South Africa. And so he's decided that that's where his priorities will be for the season, which means we'll be crowning a new champion this year. And I'm very excited about that, because it is going to be a new champion in the form of Sebastian Diaz, Jude Stewart, or Lucas Thurman. So very excited. 2 of these drivers are actual karters, and then Lucas Thurman is a sim racer only. So maybe the reins will be handed over to somebody that's not part of the real racing world, but more of a sim racer. Right, so we're going to head over into qualifying, I believe, in just a second. Just waiting on the steward to kick us over. Into our qualifying. Well, if he's not, I'll do it myself. Don't worry about that. We can just go straight into quali. We've got a quali to do. Obviously, we can't hang around too long because we have the Masters racing after this, in which I'll be racing myself. Whoopsie, here we go, out of the pits. Sebastian Diaz got clipped on the rear there and someone spun him around. Luckily, no harm done. He'll get straight into it. I just want to check, sound check, everything's coming through fine, guys. Just want to double check all is good. I think I saw Tate Bishop was the first one out on track. No, he was definitely not. Who's in front? That is Jason Kutsia. So we've got the two Kazoo Racing boys out in front, two of the three rather. 297 of Jason Kutsia and 296 of Jono Wilson, two teammates. Oh, Luca Sturman was actually first on track. Luca was waiting for no one. Alright, no laps posted by Kutsia or Wilson. Sebastian Diaz. Well, that's obviously everybody's outlap, so nothing really to talk about. It's amazing how a 43.6 out of the pits is the outlap, and that's probably what I'll be doing in the Masters qualifying if I'm lucky. So look at, we'll check look at Sturman rather for Angry Esports in the #1 spot for the title so far. Lucas Sturman will be crossing the line to get his first actual lap of 43.1. That's a decent lap. We'll see those laps tumbling down, that's for sure. And Jono Wilson takes a 43 flat. Sebastian Diaz 10th away. Mateo Sudio 6/10 rather. Ruben Victor is a second off the pace there. Dolenchek is in pole already at 42.9. And then Ken Swartz is 3/10 further down. Oh, we've got... Is that two carts stuck in each other? Or is that just a visual bug? Just give me a second. I quickly need to just relog. That is a visual bug that I got there. And I definitely don't want that to be on on the screen. It just looks like there's two carts driving together. We'll quickly reconnect. Alright, cool. I think that visual bug is gone now. Sorry about that. Jason Kutsia is leading the way with a 42.633. That's amazing there. That's really fast. And now Jono Wilson's going to grab a toe. See two teammates. Oh, and then Troy Dolenchek takes us into pole now with a 42.5. So fast, these guys. This is a 299 of Julian Morrison, also part of the Angry, also sporting the Angry livery. Jude Stewart currently in 6th place. Here comes Sturman now, crosses the line, not improving. Okay, these two will now start their pace lap. Because they had a cooldown and now they're towing each other along. So Wilson's going to be pulled along now by Jason Kutsia. Sebastian Diaz currently in 4th place with a 0.289 off of pole position. So the first, well, 8 guys are split by only 6/10 as it stands. Let's just go back to Jono Wilson, who's being towed along by his teammate, the Toyota Gazoo Racing teams. Let's see if he will improve on his lap time. Going through Golf Club now on the exit of Golf Club down into Pit Bend. Flat out through here, throwing that kart into the corners and getting onto the line now. He does improve, but not by nearly enough to move up a position. Troy Dolenchek will cross the line now. Will he improve on his lap time? Tucking, maximizing his pace. No, he doesn't improve. Sujal stays in 8th place. Ken Swartz crosses the line and he's up 2 positions, it seems like it, or 1 position rather. And Tate Bishop is in 4th place. We have Julian Morrison. Oh, he's getting it all kinds of wrong through Pit Bend. Doesn't improve on his lap. Jude Stewart goes up to 6th place now. Ruben Victor stays in 10th. Lucas Sturman crossing the line and he stays in 3rd place. Here comes the 2 teammates working together once more. They won't improve. I think they swapped the positions during that lap again. Okay, here comes Troy Dolenchek again. Will he improve? Yes, he does. The slightest little bit of improvement, but an improvement nonetheless. Ken Swartz stays in 8th. Tate Bishop, he goes into 2nd place now. Only 35 milliseconds off of pole position. So Angry Esports 1-2 with Kutsia in 3rd place. Morrison does improve on his lap, but not on the position. Jude Stewart in 7th place. Victor stays where he is. Stemmen stays in 4th. Now let's see. Wilson crossing the line. Does he improve on his lap time? He does. Wilson goes into 2nd with Jason Kutsia in 4th place. Towing each other along, although it does seem like Wilson is faster, not in a tow. And as I say that, Troy Dolenchek moves the bar up again to a 42.429. Ken Swartz, we're on board with Ken Swartz, or following Ken Swartz now for Gazoo Racing. He's not on the same pace as his teammates. Not comfortable with the kart around Killarney as of yet. Like I like to call it Killarney, the South African version of the Temple of Speed. This track is so fast. Yes, to answer the questions, everybody on the same CC, yes, it's the same Senior Max Rotax engines. These guys are, it's on a fixed setup, so they can't change any setup. They are all on equal grounds for this championship. Excuse me. So Jude Stewart, he's not going to improve on his lap based off what I just saw through the exit of Golf Club. Oh, and he gets it all kinds of wrong. What does Lucas Sturman do? He doesn't improve. So the 2 title contenders all together, 3 of them actually all together on track. Jono Wilson stays in 2nd place. We've got Sebastian Diaz, Kart Republic, Africa crossing the line. Doesn't improve. Neither does Dolenchek. Here comes Sujal now. Sujal remains in 7th place. Ken Swartz is in 8th place. Tate Bishop is in 3rd. And we see Jason Kutsia just slowing down. Maybe doing a cooldown lap to get one more good lap in. No improvement there. Victor crosses the line, doesn't improve, but Wilson gets ever so closer. Here comes Diaz, does improve on his lap, but not on his position. So the slightest of improvements. Sujal once again. We're in a final minute and a half. I keep swapping and I can't keep up with how these guys are spaced. Tate Bishop, a 10th off of the pace. Now we've got Stewart and Kutsia on track. Angry Esports versus Toyota Gazoo Racing. Let's see what is. And these are both Cape Townians. Does Jude improve? No, he doesn't. But let's just have a quick look at where each driver is located. So Dolenchek, Cape Town, Wilson is in KZN, then Bishop, Kutsia, Sturman, all Cape Townians, Diaz in Gauteng, Stewart, Cape Town, Swartz, Gauteng, Sudjal, I believe is Gauteng, Victor, Cape Town, and Morrison, I think is also Gauteng. So it's pretty much Gauteng versus Cape Town. But the title, I believe, it's 2 Cape Townians versus 1 Gauteng driver. So we'll see. Ooh, we've got Diaz losing a nose cone there on his final run. We'll follow Troy Dolenchek. As I said earlier, we'll be handing over the reins, the title, over to potentially one of his current teammates, Lucas Thurman or Jude Stewart, or it will be handed over to Sebastian Diaz. We'll see how the races go. Dolenchek doesn't improve on his lap. Neither does Victor. Swartz remains 6/10 off the pace. Bishop will start his final lap, actually. Sebastian Diaz doesn't get to do another run. We'll cross the line now with Jude Stewart for his final lap, and he stays in 7th. Lucas Thurman doesn't improve either. Here comes Jono Wilson to finish his qualifying. Does he improve on his lap? BMT? Nope. Unfortunately, 2nd place is all he has. Well, all he has, that's front row though, so it's still a great starting position. Just means he's on the outside. And then look at Troy Dolenchek, just moving the bar ever so much more. And now, will anybody be able to take that away? Nope. Tate Bishop? Nope. So, Troy Dolenchek with a 42.383. That's amazingly fast. That is actually quite scary, how fast that lap is. 1.5 tenths is a big gap on a qualifying lap in a kart. Alright, and straight into the pre-final we go. I think it's a 10-lap pre-final. We'll just double-check that as soon as the race starts, but I believe it's a 10-lap pre-final. We'll wait for all the karts to come onto the track, and we'll go straight into racing. Alright, guys, in the chat, tell me who do you think is going to take this title. It is between Lucas Thurman, Sebastian Diaz, and Jude Stewart, and all 3 of them start right by each other on track in 5th, 6th, and 7th, respectively. So that is where the title fight is at between the 3 of them. Once their 2 drop rounds are added in, it is pretty much advantage Luca and Jude, with Sebastian Diaz with an outside chance of winning the title. Depends on what the 2 guys in front of him does. But, you know, as you guys know, things happen and guys can get taken out during a race or flip their kart and they retire. And then that's the end of their race. So let's see what they can do. All 3 of these guys will want to score really well tonight. They don't want to use tonight as a drop round and leave it by chance. Who are we missing on track? Alright, we're on the start sequence for the pre-final run. On board with Troy Dolenchek. That's lights out and away we go. Dolenchek getting a mega start with Jono Wilson immediately tucking in behind him, and Tate Bishop seemed to be caught napping a bit there, but he still retains 3rd place. Oh, and we see Jason Kutsia being shunted off the track there, being caught, clipped by one of the drivers. We've got the title contenders having a fight on track as well, in the form of Sturman, Diaz, as well as Jude Stewart. Jude Stewart just falling off a little bit there. Maybe all of them are just trying to settle into their karts and get the race under control. Stewart all over the back of Diaz. Stewart's not going to want to wait around. Oh, Stewart goes center down the inside, clips the rear of Diaz, but he moves himself up into another position immediately. And here we go on board now with Lucas Sturman, who is currently in the hot seat for the title. But he's got 3 karts in front of him, and he's got all 3 of the contenders behind him. Worth noting that the pre-final scores 0 points. It's a qualifying heat, essentially. And the only thing they're going to gain from the pre-final is where they start the final. Dolenchek leading the way. Big gap already there by Dolenchek, but Sturman seems to be falling off a bit. Tate Bishop and Jono Wilson's all over each other once again, like they were at VKC. And Dolanchek is doing what he has done in the past, and that's checking out immediately. He's not waiting for anybody on track. He's getting away. 6/10 is the gap already. There's about 4 or 5 cots between Dolanchek and Jono Wilson. Let's have a quick look at what's happening. Oh, no, let's stay here. Oh, and then Bishop clips the rear of Wilson. Unfortunately there. So it's angry 1, 2, 3, 4 right now. That is an unfortunate scenario for Jono Wilson, who got clipped and spun around, and now he's got a lot to do to catch up. Doesn't seem like, well, he's lost quite a lot of positions, but he's not at the back of the pack now, so at least he can still salvage something from here and get a better start for the final. Lucas Thurman is now in 2nd place with Bishop. Well, here comes Jude Stewart down the inside of Tate Bishop. He's going to send it down the inside. Is he? Yes, he is going to send it. Bishop is holding on to that cart on the outside line, but the inside line is going to go to Jude Stewart into the 180s. Into the 180s we go. Bishop trying to hold on to it there, and Jude Stewart leaving the space for Bishop. Bishop's got the inside line, and he takes that position back through the second 180s. Bishop moves him back up a position once again there, holding on, and that's clean driving between the Angry Esports drivers. That is Angry Esports Gold and Angry Esports Black. But in the division races, they race for themselves, nobody else. Although they are sporting their team liveries. Epic driving between these guys, but look at Dolanchek. 3 seconds is the gap. Ooh, Lucas Thurman's got a time penalty. Let's just have a quick look there. Lucas Thurman's got a 2 seconds penalty, as well as Tate Bishop's got a penalty. So that means Lucas Thurman will lose positions for the start of the pre-final. Or the start of the final, rather. So Sturman is already gone down 3 positions, even though he's 2nd on the track. So that's a really horrible and worst case scenario for Lucas Thurman, because that means Jude Stewart will start in front of Lucas Thurman and by a couple positions. Yes, there is a full-blown rule book and penalties throughout this whole division. This league is fully Motorsport South Africa accredited. So these champions are recognized by Motorsport South Africa. And that's a really nice milestone that we've managed to achieve throughout this year. Guys, I just want to double check my sound is coming through fine. Especially the mic. Let's just check if there's any battles. No, it's just a battle up front between Tate Bishop. Is Tate Bishop going to send it down the inside? No, he's not. We're currently on board with Tate Bishop. We'll just check how he works this cart. Works that throttle and the brakes. Gets into the toe. He tucks his head down, trying to maximize his lap time. Wanted to send it down the inside. Decided against it. And we are racing, if you didn't know this, at Killarney in Cape Town. This is a special track for us Cape Townians. We love this track. It is such an awesome facility, and it's so fast with really good passing opportunities. We saw Tate Bishop having a bit of a moment there. And you can see Table Mountain in the background if your angle on the camera is correct. One person we haven't spoken about too much is Troy Dolanchek, who in classic fashion has checked out in front. Or like I like to call him, Troy Dolan checking out. 3.8 seconds. That's a huge gap. But we see Jono Wilson has managed to get back at the guys in front. Is he going to send it down the inside? No, he's going to hold on to the racing line. Yes, he is going to send it outside. Force Sebastian Diaz to the outside into the first 180s. He moves up a position. Holding on to hope. And trying to get involved with this fight on track. And Wilson wants to finish his season strong. Sebastian Diaz trying to maintain a good record for the season. And obviously, like I said, he still has an outside chance of winning this title. But so far, everything's been done by the boys up front. We're currently on board with Troy Dolenchek. He's taking us home with his final lap of the pre-final. See how he works that car. Perfect consistency. Look at all the rubber on the track. Oh, as I say that, Dolenchek makes a bit of a mistake. Through pit pen he goes, and Dolenchek takes home the pre-final victory. And then Tate Bishop will come home in second, with Sturman getting all these time penalties. Sturman moves down to 4th place. Oopsie. Right, so Dolenchek will be in pole position in 2nd place, or in the front row rather. He's Tate Bishops, then Tate Bishop instead of Bishops. I don't know why I keep saying Bishops. Jono Wilson in 3rd, with Lucas Sturman in 4th. Sebastian Diaz will be in 5th place. Jude Stewart will be in 6th. So again, Sturman, Diaz and Stewart still on track, close to each other. And then Sujal in 7th place. Could see in 8th. Ruben Victor in 9th. Ken Swartz unfortunately further back in 10th place. And then Julian Morrison will round out the entire grid. The back of the grid rather. Clearly, Kutsia and Dolenchek's not done racing. They still want to have some fun. We'll have to wait until the race is over. Well, officially over, and we can get into the final. Once this final's done, I'm going to shut down the stream, start the driver's briefing with the Masters, where I am racing myself. And then Ruben Mamalok, our friend from the UK, will take over with the Masters stream. And I will, like I said, be joining the Masters division in a final race. For the final race of the season and the evening. But it's not the final race for OKL South Africa. We've got the Pro League next week, the week after, and the week after that. We still have to catch up that VKC race. So we've got 3 full races still coming with the Pro League division over the next couple weeks. So it's not a triple header. We've got a quadruple header worth of racing for this month, really. If these guys wouldn't mind just going back to pits, parking their carts so we can start. Right now, the link will be on my WhatsApp status. Since I have your details, you can just grab it there. If not, go to Online Karting League Africa Facebook page. The link is shared in there as well. Or you can just come back to this YouTube channel where you're currently still watching. And at 9 o'clock the race will go live. Or 9:05 rather. Alright, these boys have decided to stop their fun on track, go to pits. I'm just going to kick us straight over because we can't really waste any time. We have to get into the final immediately. There is a slight delay for us, otherwise the Masters has to get start at 9. Alright guys, this is the title fight. Lucas Sturman, Jude Stewart, Sebastian Diaz. That is the current order of the standings. Sturman in 1st, Stewart in 2nd, and then Diaz in 3rd. I believe if we add their drop rounds, they are as close as it can get. I think they are within 10 points of each other, all 3 of them. Which means this is it. whoever wins this race, or whoever finishes ahead of the other, should win this race. I think Luca might still win the title if he finishes one position behind Stewart. But that remains to be seen. We are now in the start sequence. Alright, here we go once more. Right, lights out and away we go. Troy Dolenchek getting a good start. Tate Bishop on the outside. He doesn't even move over to defend the line. Jono Wilson immediately going down the inside of Bishop. Bishop losing 2 positions. But look at that. Lucas Thurman has moved up already. He's following suit. He's going to go down the inside. Now he's just defending the line. Will Bishop try and send it down the inside of Thurman? Probably not. In this case, ooh, and Jason Kutsia once again gets taken out. Sturman versus Bishop versus Juchu. Juchu is going to send it down the inside. Will there be any team favors? Definitely not. I don't suspect there will be. I don't suspect Tate Bishop will do any favors to anybody. Kutsia has retired from the race immediately, unfortunately. But look at Stewart. He's all over the back of Bishop. He's going to send it down the inside of Tate Bishop, moving himself up into real. Now it's a title fight between Sturman and Stewart. Sturman and Stewart is where it's all at. Oh, sending it down the inside is Stewart. He has no... He did not care that Stewart is his teammate. I mean, Sturman is his teammate. He's sent it, and he sent it hard. Now Sturman needs to come back because he's lost 2 positions. Does that put... That puts Jude Stewart in pretty much a title position. Oh, Troy Dolenchek gets clipped on the rear there by Jono Wilson. Dolenchek loses position. Now it's 4 angry carts on top of each other. You don't want them to be fighting each other too much. Jono Wilson's like, thank you guys for coming to the Jono Wilson party. But it's all about the angry boys for the title fight though. And now Bishop moves himself up a position. That opens the door for Sturman to come back at Stewart now. Wooly though. Sturman's trying to be respectful. He's trying to do a pass without clipping his friend Jude Stewart, but these guys shouldn't worry about doing any favors or giving favors to each other. Rather just fight it out on track. Ruben Victor out of the race as well. Here comes Sebastian Diaz. He's still in the hunt after having a horrible first couple laps. But once again, here comes Troy Dolenchek. He's not waiting for anybody. He's the fastest guy on the track, and he doesn't care who's fighting for which title. He's going to send it down the inside. Dolenchek's like, if you want to take the title away from me or want me to hand over the reins, you're going to have to fight on track for it. There's no handing over anything without you earning it in the good old-fashioned way, and that's on track. Lap 4 of 15 done. The first couple laps has gone by so quickly. Jono Wilson's checking out in front though. But of course he is, because Dolenchek, who's pretty much the next fastest guy, is sitting behind the 2 title contenders. Oh! Dolenchek having a moment there on the curb, and he clipped the curb. You'll see his nose cone being pushed back there. The good old invisible wall. And that would have really put Dolenchek in a bad position. Jude Stewart is all over the back of Tate now. Let's see if we could go on board. Jude Stewart all over the back of Bishop. Stewart is not focusing on what's behind him. He wants a cart between himself and Lucas Thurman. Going through pit bay now onto the start-finish straight. Stewart has got the run on him. Is he going to send it? No, he's not. He's going to hold into Holzoek. Maybe try and do something through the first 180s. That's Lucas Sturman's going to go around. Oh, no, Lucas Sturman has lost the position there because Troy Dolenchek sent it down the inside. But Sturman is now all over the back of Jude Stewart. Jude Stewart was focusing on what's happening in front. And he lost the position to Troy Dolenchek. But now Lucas Sturman is once again all over the back of Stewart. And yeah, it comes Sturman versus Stewart. That is the title deciding positions here. Oh, Sturman clipping the rear of Stewart now. Oh, Stewart is being hunted. He's absolutely being hunted at the moment. Where is Sturman going to try and send it? Is he going to try and send it? Yeah, he goes. Lucas Sturman is now. Is he going to try and send it into the Holzoek? No, he's not. He's lifting. Sturman not trying to force anything. Sturman showing a lot more respect than what has been shown towards him during this race so far. I know John Wilson's checking out, and there's some good battles on track, but this is the championship fight on track between Stewart and Sturman. And both of them race for the same Angry Esports gold team as well. And my word, have these two been going at it hammer and tongs throughout this whole season. Lap 9 of 15. Is Stewart, Sturman's going to send it down the inside. Now Sturman has moved himself up into first into the title fight rather. He's in fourth place now. And then Troy Dolenchek moved himself up into second. Into the first 180s that we just saw on the bottom of the screen. Sturman, advantage Sturman now. With Jude Stewart now, he's got everything to do. Just need to settle his nerves, calm down. He's made a couple of mistakes. But as you guys can see, the toe is mega strong. If you stay in the toe, you will stay with the driver even if he's faster. You just need to keep it clean and consistent behind him. Oh! Big moment there by Jude Stewart climbing over pit bend onto the curve, and it's not ideal to go through there. Sturman needs to settle down. Sturman's taking the apex a bit late there. And Seb is also just hanging around here, hoping for a big mistake between these two drivers to potentially steal the title away from them for Kart Republic Africa. John Wilson has been clean since the start of the race. Since he got away up into first, he's been breaking away. Troy Dolenchek's got a big time penalty though, so that's also something that's probably going to get requested to be reviewed. And based off what happened, probably get removed if I'm honest. Now Lucas Sturman has a little bit of a gap. He's got a bit of a buffer. John Wilson keeping it clean up in front. Senior Max. He races Senior Max in real life as well as Tate Bishop. So these guys have been battling in real life in the national championship against each other as well as Jude Stewart. And then Sebastian Diaz, part of the OKJ crew in the Rock Championship. Most of these boys do Rotax though. I'm really loving the new surface texture that we've got on Killarney. You can just see the rubber being laid down. It's so much more visible now. You can see where that racing line is, where the boys slam the brakes and the rubber has been put down on the surface. Oh, big moment there by Tate Bishop. Pretty much everybody's settling in their positions now. But it's still all about Sturman and Stewart. Both of them essentially is going to drop this round. Because this is their worst scoring rounds, I believe. Luca has been on the podium every single race this season. While we wait for these guys to finish up, let me just quickly look at the current championship standing. So the final results for Lucas Sturman for the first 6 rounds is first, third, second, third, first, second. Then Jude Stewart's got a second, fifth, first, DQ, and first. So in the current drop round state, Jude Stewart will drop a DQ and a fifth place, and he's currently fifth as well. So that will take him out of the title, where Sturman will drop today's round and a third. So Sturman will, if they finish the way they are now, Sturman will take the title. And Sebastian Diaz might even move up into second place. Now, because this is also one of his weaker rounds. And so far in the championship hunt, it has been all Cape Town. Juniors division won by a Cape Townian. Seniors will be won by a Cape Townian as it stands. And then the Masters, I believe Mark Pollard already took the title the previous round, which will be another Cape Townian. And Mark Pollard is also a non-karter sim racer only. Oh, what happened there? Troy Dolenchek clipped the rear of Johnny Wilson. And Johnny Wilson, second last lap, gets sent into the unknown. Retired. There goes Johnny Wilson, unfortunately retired. That is heartbreak for Wilson, who's had such a good race. That is very, very unfortunate. Now, Lucas Thurman has been promoted into third place. So, again, another podium finish for Lucas Thurman. So, Lucas Thurman has finished on the podium for every single race this year. Well, Lucas Thurman has finished on the podium in the pre-final and the final in every single race this season. That is really amazing work by Sturman, and that deserves the title. Sturman has been the consistent driver on track. He's been keeping it clean. Troy Dolenchek will take first place pending investigations. Tate Bishop is in second, and then your new champion, Lucas Thurman, in third place. Lucas Thurman is your Online Karting League Division, Seniors Division champion for 2024. Congratulations, Lucas Thurman, a well-deserved title. And Lucas Thurman has beaten multiple SA champions in the real karting world as a sim racer. And that is amazing stuff. Well done, Lucas Thurman. Mega, mega proud of that show that he's put on this whole season. He's been consistent. He's been clean most of the races. And every single race he's finished on the podium has really confirmed that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We have to stop the stream immediately to go into the driver's briefing for the Masters, which will start in about 10-15 minutes time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Lucas Thurman is unofficially your champion for the 2024 season 5 divisional championship. Well done, Lucas Thurman. Well done, Jude Stewart and Sebastian Diaz, for making this a proper fight. We will see you guys for the Masters division, where Ruben Mamalok will take us home, and I will be racing myself. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you soon.